Hey guys, it's Hannah. I am finally making another video. And I'm gonna do a recap of my first and second trimester of being pregnant. And then I'm gonna have like a little Q&A at the end that some people were asking me some questions. So I'm gonna answer those. I've been gone for a while, but I've been doing a ton of stuff. But a lot of people wanted an update of everything like in one place. That way they didn't have to ask a bunch of questions. So that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so if you want to see my first and second trimester recap, just keep watching. Okay, so a lot of new stuff has happened. Like, I got married. Yeah, cool. And then let's see, so we got engaged in January, and then I found out I was pregnant in April 18th I think was the day I found out. It might have been April 16th. It was one of those. And that was like right after all this coronavirus stuff started happening, and I lost my job on March 18th. Yeah, so I found out I was pregnant a month after I lost my job because of quarantine, so that was awesome. So when I found out, I was 4 weeks. Really, I didn't have any symptoms. I was late, so I took a test and it was positive. Really the only symptom I had that I didn't realize I had at the time was that like I was being like really mean. Like I was like fighting with Steven about everything, and I was just mad. Like it was not fun for him, I'm sure. And then we literally like I started like arguments in front of our friends like twice before I found out. And then when I found out, I was like, oh, that makes sense. And I was just like, I'm so sorry. So when I took the test, Steven wasn't home. Nobody was home, actually. I was home by myself. And I called my friend Carly, my best friend Carly, and she, I don't know, like I FaceTimed her, and I just like had the video like on the test where it had the lines, and she was just like, Hannah, what is that? And she knew what it was, obviously, but she was just like, what is that? I was just like, and then we started freaking out, and I was crying. I was a mess. And then so I called Steven. He was on his way home from work. Not a great time, so I didn't want to like freak him out while he was driving, but I did on accident. So he answered the phone, and I was crying still. I called Carly first, and I called Steven after. And I was just a mess, and he was just like, hello, and I was just like, you have to come home right now. Like I was like, where are you? And he was like, I'm on my way. He was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I took a pregnancy test and it's positive. And he was like, huh? And so then he like sped home, and when he got home, I showed it to him, and like he didn't believe me, and he just like no reaction, like no nothing. He literally left. He got in the car, left, went to Walmart and got more tests, and then like I don't know, he like gave them to me, and he was like, take this test, take this one. And I was like, but I already took them. Like I was like, I already know. He was like, take these two. I was like, okay. So then I took another one that had like the the cross on it, the clear blue one, and immediately, like, you know, it had the cross, and I was like, see, like I told you. And he was just like, and then the other one that it came with was like digital, so it literally says like pregnant or not pregnant. And he was like, take this one too. And I was like, dude, like, how many do I need to take, like, for you to for you to understand? And so he's like, well, I just want to see it. I was like, all right. So I took the digital one, and I was like, does this prove it? And then he was just like, oh my god. And I was like, bruh, I've been trying to tell you this, like, since you got home. So that was kind of his reaction. It took him a few weeks to, like, really comprehend what was going on, which was understandable. You know, everyone, like, copes with things differently. He was excited, obviously, but I think that it, like, really freaked him out. Like, it was unexpected. So, yeah. And then I didn't really have any symptoms for a few weeks after finding out. I started getting nauseous around 6 weeks. But I was nauseous, but I never threw up. Like, in my first trimester, I didn't throw up. So I only did once, and it was just because I drank something nasty. Like, I drank, like, a warm soda, and it, like, didn't agree with me, and I got sick. But that wasn't because I was pregnant, you know? So I didn't throw up. I was just nauseous. So I really couldn't eat much. Neck popping break. So I really couldn't eat that much. I lived off of soup. Like, I ate tomato soup, and I ate potato soup, because it was kind of like I was drinking something. So I tricked my body, like, into thinking I was just drinking something and not eating. So I was eating a lot of soup. The only thing I really could eat was fruit. So, like, I was getting the fruit cup from Chick-fil-A, like, often. So I ate a ton of fruit, and I was drinking blue Gatorade, like, so much blue Gatorade that I'm surprised, like, my pee wasn't blue. Like, I was drinking so much blue Gatorade. So then, because of the Gatorade and the tomato soup, my heartburn started. So then I started having really bad acid reflux. At this point, I had scheduled an appointment, but they weren't gonna let me come in until I was 9 weeks. So I just was, like, you know, freaking out between 4 weeks and 9 weeks. I didn't know, I didn't really know it was 4 weeks when I found out, but I did, because I calculated everything, and I was right, like, on my due date, exactly right. So I went to the OB at 9 weeks. Steven was not allowed to go, because of, you know, the virus and everything. So I went by myself, and I was freaking out. So I got an ultrasound, and you know, all was good. And then, like, the I heard the heartbeat and everything, so, like, everything was good. So I left. We had our first pictures and everything, and then I didn't go to the doctor again until I was 12 weeks. And Steven was allowed to go with me at 12 weeks, and he went inside for the ultrasound. And yes, so that was my first trimester. It wasn't great. Like, I was super tired, but I wasn't throwing up, so, like, it could have been a lot worse, you know? So yeah. So then 13 weeks starts the second trimester, and around like 15 weeks, my nausea kind of stopped, but then lately it's been coming back, so that hasn't been too fun. Still have heartburn. I have it right now. Worst thing ever. I've had acid reflux and heartburn like there's no tomorrow. So I've been getting like a lot of UTIs and infections. I've had like a bladder infection. I've had so many infections. So I've been on antibiotics like crazy. And then when I was about 8, I was like 17 weeks, we went to Florida, because we were moving during this time, because we moved from North Carolina to Florida. But we went to Florida to look for a house and everything, and then we drove from Florida to California. I was 18 weeks when we got to California. So then I went to the OB before we left, actually, at 16 weeks, and they didn't really do anything. They just kind of checked everything. I didn't have an ultrasound or anything. But when we got to California, I had an ultrasound at a gender reveal place to find out the gender. So we got to have our gender reveal in California with Steven's family and his friends. So that's when we found out that he was a boy, and we started like narrowing down his name, and we picked out his name. So then we moved to Florida. We found a house. We're here. When I was around 24 weeks is when I started having complications. 24 weeks, I just like started bleeding like really bad. So like we went to the hospital, and they just kind of checked everything, and they said that everything was fine. They said, oh well, we don't see anything, like you're just bleeding. I was like, all right. So then we left. Well, I was having like a few premature contractions. They gave me a steroid shot on the 4th of September, and then I had to come the next day. I started having more, so we went back to the hospital again, and I had to get the other steroid shot because it does come in rounds of 2. So I got that one on September 5th, and then literally 10 days later, on the 15th, I started bleeding again. So we went back, same thing. They didn't see anything. They didn't know what was wrong. So we got sent home. And then this past week, I started bleeding again. So we had to go back to the hospital. And they checked everything, and we were waiting, and they finally found what's wrong. So they said that I have partial placenta previa, which is basically where your placenta is partially covering your cervix, which can cause bleeding. But they didn't see it before. I don't know how they didn't see it, but they didn't see it. So they finally found it, and I had to get shots because I was having more contractions. So I had to get 2 different shots, like, to stop contractions. And they kept me for 24 hours. And so we got to go home that next day, that was about 2 days ago. So I was 27 weeks at this point. So that's been the latest of everything. Basically, cravings kind of started in the 2nd trimester as well. I started craving carrots. Then I was craving popsicles and like lime juice. I'm still eating hot sauce on everything. I was craving smoothies. This was the craving I had when I first found out I was pregnant, but I randomly, I ate a peanut butter sandwich and I put hot Cheetos on it, and that was weird. That was the weirdest craving I've had. And then I was craving chips and salsa. I actually did start to crave pickles, which I didn't think I was going to, but that happened a few weeks ago. So right now, I feel okay. I was feeling, for like a week, I was feeling like really heavy, but that's kind of went away. I have to pee like every hour, like all the time. I've been having like gas pain, which is no joke. It's no joke. I've been eating a lot, been like really thirsty. I'm really, really hot all the time. I've been having a really hard time going to sleep and staying asleep, getting comfortable like while I'm trying to sleep. So that hasn't been too fun. he is in my rib cage at all times, and that hurts. So that's not fun, because yeah, that hurts really bad. Even when they did the ultrasound at the hospital when we went, they had the ultrasound thing like on my rib cage, and all you see is a foot, and I was like, okay. I was like, can you move? But through all of the stuff that's happened, the complications and everything, like, he's good. It's not him who's causing it, it's my body that's causing it. So he is perfectly fine. My body is just not agreeing with some things. But he's been perfectly fine, perfectly healthy. He's been super active. There's been no issues like with him. So right now I'm just been trying to organize everything. We have our crib and all of our stuff set up, and we're trying to get everything together, because the hospital basically told me that I wasn't going to carry full term. Like, that they think that he's going to come early. So I have to start getting ready like pretty soon, because I don't know how early. So I'm getting antsy and stressed out, like really stressed out. So yeah, I've gotten like, I'm trying to get the hospital bags together. I have his together. I'm still trying to get mine together, but you know, it's a process and it's expensive. So I'm trying to get all of our stuff together. We gotta get Steven's bag together soon too. And through all this stuff, like, Steven's been there. Like, every time I've had to go to the hospital, he's taken me. When I had to stay the night, he called out of work. Like, he left work one time when I had to go. He left work to come take me. And when I had to stay the night, he called out of work and stayed with me the whole time. Like, he's been great throughout this whole thing. And it's been really nice not to have to worry about that, you know. So I've been really lucky. That's about it, really. We start our third trimester on Wednesday, and it's currently Monday, so we start our third trimester in 2 days, which is exciting. So basically, I had some questions that people asked me, and I'm just going to answer the questions, and then we're going to wrap things up. So the first question was, what were our parents' reactions? So we actually told Steven's parents first, and they were super excited. They were crying. Like, his dad was crying. His mom was excited, obviously, but like, she was just like, okay, like, she wasn't really crying or anything, but she was really excited. Steven's little sister, sorry, Samantha, but she was bawling her eyes out. Like, she was super excited, so she was crying. And obviously everybody else in his family were super excited. My family was pretty excited as well. I mean, I was engaged. Like, I was engaged at the time. Like, you know, it was whatever. Everyone was just like, okay. And I feel like everyone kind of saw it coming. I think everyone was surprised that I didn't get pregnant before I did. Just to throw that out there. They'll probably agree with me, but yeah, everybody was excited. Everyone was supportive. I was kind of nervous to tell my mom, but I don't know why, but I was. But no, she was super nice and supportive, and everything's been good on that part. All my friends are excited. We've been good. The next one is, how old did you think you would be when you started having kids? And the answer is, I thought that I was going to be the age that I am, because we knew that we wanted to. I was either going to be 21 or 22, because I turned 22 in November, and then we were originally not supposed to get married until March, but we pushed the wedding up. We went ahead and got married, and then we're still going to have our reception, but we were planning on it. It was kind of in the cards. So this was the age that I expected. Let's see. what's the way your life has changed since being pregnant? Honestly, everything has changed. I've had to really figure out what's important in my life and prioritize a lot of things. But other than that, like, we were ready. Like, it sounds weird because anyone who knows us, like, we haven't been together for very long, but we just knew that's what we wanted to do. So it didn't change a ton, but it has changed, obviously. Like, we're gonna have to take care of a human, like, and not just ourselves. But it hasn't changed too much. Just the move, honestly, has been the most changing thing. The last question is, did you want kids? And yeah, I did. I didn't anticipate that the pregnancy was going to be as hard as it's been. But I knew that I wanted kids. We both wanted kids, and we wanted them fairly, like, early. We didn't want to wait. So I guess we kind of both got lucky because we both wanted the same thing. Yeah. And I don't know what's gonna happen now because of all the complications and everything, but we'll talk about another one possibly in a few years. Right now I'm just like, no. I don't enjoy being pregnant. I'm excited to have him and everything, but I do not enjoy being pregnant. I don't know. But that is honestly everything. And then we're about to start our 3rd trimester. It's gonna be a fun time. Things are getting real. So I'm ready for that, but that's really it. So thank you guys for watching. Sorry it took me so long to get the video out because I had to go back to the hospital and things have been wild, so it's taken me a lot longer than I thought it was going to get everything ready and get the video out. So thanks for being patient. But I will see you guys in my next video. I don't know what I'm gonna do for my next video, but I'll see you guys in my next video. I'll see you guys later. Bye.